Peace. What's good? What's good? I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing well. Dialing in. We want to talk about, you know, remembrance. You know what I'm saying? Uh, basically, I feel moved to speak about, a particular aspect because I was listening to something and it just moved me a certain way. So I think I should speak on it. But um, the issue of remembrance. First of all, anybody that's on any kind of certain kind of thing, like if whether it's whether you on the conscious mind stuff, you on God consciousness, whatever the case may be, you just an individual that care about stuff. Uh, you should be on some type of remembrance, remembering yourself, remembering your family and your community, all of those type things. And so that type of remembrance is what I'm talking about. Um, I was listening to a lecture and basically, well, it wasn't a lecture, it was just like a little talk, not a little talk, but I'm saying it was a talk by the brother. But the issue was speaking about how get behind certain, the people get behind certain community activists or leaders, who step up and begin to speak on, different issues, whether it be social issues, was dealing with this, that, or the other, improving, the community, the environment for us as a people, for the children, whatever you name it, just improving everything. They speak on these type of things, and they also speak against, you know, uh, different, all kinds of bad stuff that then went down in our community or in this country. Because it's not a separate thing. It really everything that affects one community affects everybody. But he was speaking on himself in particular because the brother uh, is in prison, right? The brother, a lot of people know this brother. A lot of people was following the brother. I was actually following him on YouTube. I used to listen to his lectures. I didn't follow him as diligently as I followed a few other brothers, but I did follow him. The brother Rashad Jamal, and I even so much so one of his talks stood out a lot to me because he just gave a lecture talking about different animals and fish and stuff that uh exists on different levels, well, different levels. They vibrate on different levels. They look different, they are something different. So that lecture right there was one of the lectures that always gonna stick in my mind, because when explaining about the eagles being on a higher dimension, on a higher dimensional level. Eagles are the only natural birds, and they're actually dragons, things of that nature. Like, so the brother Rashad Jamal, he's definitely somebody, and he's put in a lot of work. And regardless of you know, let's say how people may feel about whatever, because people always get locked up for stuff, and anybody that's from the real world know that it's people locked up. I know people that's locked up for and got life and been locked up 20, 30 years, and they innocent. So I don't just go by whatever they say. Just because they in jail don't mean they're guilty. You know what I'm saying? What they've been put in there for. But it kind of touched me because he was speaking on, he feels forgotten. And in reference to, like, people, the brother has a strong following. He just does. He has a strong following. He's so much so that I was not even one who like followed him diligently, but I know about him, and I actually have benefited from from, some of his work, point blank period. And when you bring up that issue, the issue of him, nobody's speaking up for him, or really, like, that stuff. It's sad. It saddened me. It saddened me, enough for me to feel like, I should speak on it, and I should bring that to maybe whoever may listen. can hear that we should not forget him. But it's other people that's in the same kind of situation that have been you know, forgotten in the same way. You know what I mean? And even when you talk about the brother, Dr. York, you know what I'm saying? But he's not somebody who I diligently follow, but I remember him from even when I was a young boy and I was a kid. I had a couple of his books, and this is way back in like 1990, 91. I was still a teenager. I'm 17, 18, 19 years old back then. And I had a couple, he was the first one when I got his books, a couple of his books, he was the first one who like really, I learned that, like, let's say, the prophets and the messengers in the Bible and all that, and the Quran was not, wasn't light skinned people, they was dark skinned people. You know what I'm saying? And that's who I first learned that from him, from Dr. York. But he had a different name back in that time. He wasn't Dr. York back then. He was Imam Isa. He went through a couple ascensions on his journey. Like he done changed a couple times. And you know, the more you get into the reality of what religion is and what true spirituality is, most of us that's on a true journey, we're gonna we change. We change. If you don't change, if you're still the same, you ain't doing something ain't right about what you're doing. But Dr. York is another individual who I'm not completely I'm not aware of everything involved with his case, you know, but I know it was something it was supposed to, you know, allegedly something bad. But you know, we have to take into consideration where that type of information comes from. You know, you can always be misled by the media, and now the new media is social media. So we you got to be careful about what you ingest or what you choose to believe and not to believe. Because I was talking yesterday about um how everybody now has been affected with the stuff. You know, the comedian came out and said about all these people. You know what I'm saying? And everybody and their mama is running around talking about it. And it's really not important to everyday normal people. It's not relevant. It's not relevant. But somebody who has affected just regular people on YouTube, on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. This like this guy has this brother, not this guy. This brother has affected people in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, people have elevated their mindset. You know, like they just gotten, you know, that he given teaching lessons, you know, advanced lessons at that, you know, for the people. And you know, I truly know that he helped a lot of people, regardless of what you know. And we don't know the ins and outs of the case, and whatever. Even if what the ins and outs of the case, you know, maybe I'm gonna get the details of the case, so I know what they said from the court transcripts and stuff like that. But I know that this brother, meaning Rashad Jamal, has helped a lot of people elevate, and maybe if, you know, even if just to give people enough courage to be on a level of just going towards some type of higher learning and higher information, giving people the courage to go outside of the mainstream religious uh dogma, you know, creeds and all that different stuff. You know what I'm saying? So the brother, but the people, you know, from what he was stating on, you know, from his words on his personal interview, he feels as though the people have forgotten him and things of that nature, and that's sad. So you know, and likewise, who you know, the other one, the elder Dr. York is somebody the same thing, the same type of thing. You know what I mean? And you have people who have done a lot of stuff against, different people that's supposed to help the people. I didn't listen to stuff from people saying stuff against people, like the elder guard Marcus Garvey and all that different stuff. You name it. Noble Drew Ali, Martin Luther King, whatever. Anybody who step up, you know what I'm saying, and try to help the people, it's always gonna be something there for somebody to find if they dig. You know what I'm saying? Uh you got a lot of people that's uh calling, they on here and they talking. And they ain't saying nothing about these things. And I ain't talking about getting into, oh, let's study. I'm gonna read from this book and let's memorize this and all of that. No, I'm just talking about straight up and down stuff. I'm down. I'm here. I'm in Philly. I live in North Philly. It's real. I go right outside my door and it's real outside, right? So I live in the real world. And that brother, these two people I just mentioned have affected me in a positive way. And you know, I say that we should remember these individuals, and we should, if anything, if we, whether if you believe in the Most High God, Allah, like pray for them, or have some, have some good thoughts about them, think some good things about them. What's my take? What's your take on white people? They can be outside for more than 40 minutes, and they got to come inside. Yeah, well, that ain't really my thing. Like to really get into all of that, like. You know what I'm saying? I know who the people is on all sides, right? And we all exist here now. Forget about what's coming. And I mean, if you know anything, then you know we dealing with the now. It's now. It's now. It's not tomorrow, because tomorrow ain't never gonna come. So if you think something gonna happen to dark skinned people or light skinned people tomorrow, it ain't gonna happen, because guess what? It's all about the now. Yeah, you got different views, you got different perceptions on stuff. So that's an ongoing thing. But they ain't going to help nobody uh get along and move forward now. Like right now, this instant, I'm talking about Rashad Jamal and I guess and Dr. York also. These two people that I think they should be remembered, for their works, and they should be people should think that some good things, to have some good thoughts about it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, And that's just how I feel. Like, you know what I mean? And then one thing that I always had in my mind from even before I really even started getting, because I was always like with the God consciousness thing, like always, because, I spent most of my life being a highly religious Muslim. So I know what it is. Like I've led a rigid life, like most of my life actually. But I always used to I used to be thinking like, yeah, they always try to like destroy people who step up and try to truly benefit the people. You know what I'm saying? They always try to destroy them. Either they try to assassinate them or they try to assassinate their character. You name it. You have multiple different ways that they them, right? Try to defeat the drive that we have to let's say take on that hero role. And they try to do it very early. Try to show it to you early, like when you're a young kid, a young guy, a young girl, a young woman, to not just to go with the flow. Don't be scared. Ain't anybody who try to step up, you ain't gonna be able to help nothing, because guess what? If all else fails, if they don't get you, your own people gonna get you. But guess what? That's not true. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? Because if the brother said that don't nobody remember him, I remember him. You see what I'm saying? So, and if you know who I'm talking about, then you should too, and you should have some good thoughts for him. And also, you should get the information about what's going on, and maybe try to assist him. But hey, just vibing high and continue on with, like, let's say, you know what he was talking about, like elevating, knowing who you are, getting to know yourself. That stuff, that's the message. That's the same, and to stay on that, and don't be in fear of something bad happening to you if you decide to step up and try to, you know, uh help the people. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's all that's really what I wanted to speak on. You know what I'm saying? Actually, when it comes to that, like, remembrance. You know what I'm saying? Remember yourself. Remember, these people that's in bad situations they are a portion of us. Because if I'm you and you are me, and we are aspects of the Most High Creator Allah, then that's who He is, and over there in a bad situation. And it's so much different stuff that you could think about. Whether people talking about individuals not being the real, true, authentic person and clones and all that stuff. That stuff it is real in a lot of different realities. And so it's not like it's just a thing, some Lulu minded type of rap. It's real. So I'm just saying. So if all of these things is real, don't you think somebody could have got, they could frame people up, man. They didn't. I mean, watch people get framed up in the hood. Let alone it's easy to frame up a young guy, a young activist from the hood, you know, and all that. Like it ain't hard. Wouldn't be hard. You know what I'm saying? But it's us as a people. Like, damn, do we care about anything? Do we care about ourselves enough to just remember it? Like, damn, like the brother was just like out here a year or two ago. The brother was out here doing rallies and got hundreds and thousands of people behind him. You know what I'm saying? And people you know, following behind, what he teaching in his call. You know what I'm saying? For him to sit up there, to get up there, and, and I ain't gonna lie, it's some people, some other people that I believe that was that's like, let's say, equal to him with they following. At least on social media, they got an equal, I would say, an equal following. But he's young brother, young brother. Like he said, I didn't even really know how old he was. You know what I'm saying? But he's 33 years old. One of my kids is 33, just turned 33. So you know what I mean? I'm just saying. So, but being as though he's young, of course he gonna push himself. He gonna push himself out there, maybe a little stronger than some of the older older brothers and sisters that I follow. But the brother had a following, strong following, and I truly know that he did a lot of good, and people still living off of it now, and they should remember him. And hopefully, yeah, you know, I, God willing, inshallah, I'm gonna send him something, when I get it. You know what I mean? But we all, like, I ain't gonna say we all, but a lot of people, if you on the truth time and you whistle blowing and you out here telling people that yeah, go against the grain. We in that time now. It's time for you to choose up who you with and who you ain't with. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't with nothing false. I'm with everybody that everybody should know who they are. That's what I'm with. And from what I saw of him, that's the same thing he was on. That's what I see. And I don't believe nothing that come. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't believe nothing that come from out of the. I don't believe nothing that come from out of the system like that, because I know people that's not famous. They've been locked up, like I said, 20, 30 years to this day, and they innocent, been framed up. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't. Nobody don't got to explain to me about nothing. Like the people in the certain situations, especially if they real people, man, they know what time it is, man. They know what people into and not just like me. Okay, whatever. I'm talking. Okay. If you go in my neighborhood or whatever, and you ask them about me. You could say, "What's up, bro? Like, what kind of person is he? What does he do with himself? Historically, what is he into? All that stuff is well known. It could be easily you could easily find out about me the same way you can find out about him. You see what I'm saying? But face value. That young brother is doing something. I appreciate him. You know what I'm saying? I believe I appreciate him. You know what I'm saying? So and and look at the energy that somebody like him gets next to an athlete or a comedian. The athletes and comedians, they hard workers. I love the entertainment and all that. I'm into sports, meaning like I'm a boxing coach. So I really definitely every guy that I'm coaching, I want them to become a famous athlete and make money. But that's from the realm of all of that, right? So I get it. But what I'm just saying is I still know, I don't believe, I know that people coming with this high mindset stuff is it mean more than that. It mean more than that because after you stop playing basketball, you stop boxing or whatever. The stuff that's being put out by these individuals that have been possibly falsely accused, and that's not nothing strange to us. It's not nothing strange to us to be falsely accused or to even to get killed and lynched and murdered by police and all that stuff for no reason. That's not nothing strange to us. But we don't care. We'd rather sit around and talk about and repost videos about the dumb stuff that don't even mean it, about Hollywood parties and producers and all that. Man, nobody care about that, man. That stuff. Don't nobody with good sense care about that stuff. They don't. They don't. And then you got people that's supposed to have good sense, and they ain't talking about it. When you should be embarrassed if you so-called conscious person and you on some conscious tip and you sitting up there reposting some stuff about about all any of that stuff. You should be checking yourself about that because guess what? Me as a grown ass man trying to better myself out here and do something better for myself and my children and grandchildren, and I'm gonna sit up here and put my energy into talking about some old Diddy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or even the other guy. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, no, like I'm not gonna do that. I would be embarrassed to even put my mind that for me to put my rap on that. See what I'm saying? Because for real, if I'm telling people that man, they gotta think higher than that. They gotta be better than. We gotta start being better than that, and go above and beyond that way of thinking. And that you're that easily distracted. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just know like. But yeah, some of them people got a story to tell. Okay, and I sympathize with them because some of them has been misused and hurt in some very bad ways. But the whole thing is, let's say if it's that bad, then that means that whole system, that whole way of doing things has to be done over. It needs a makeover. But guess what? It'll never get made over. Things will never be the things will never be good and safe for people if people don't step away from it, meaning the bad aspects of it, and then go off and create something better. It's the same with following the fake and false aspects of mainstream religion. You can say what you want to say, but if you keep upholding the fakeness and the foolishness of these fake practices, because the people that they didn't do that. Jesus, okay, what people think Jesus is, didn't live like that. Muhammad, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he did not live like what these people is trying to put on his name. So I'm just saying, but we'll never, in order for you to get to that level, Wizard, you thinking and you trying to be better, make things better, you can't spend your time on that kind of stuff. And if you're on that kind of stuff, hey man, you're gonna miss the train. You're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss the ride. There ain't no way in the world because guess what? If that's what you're worrying about, hey, it's a lot more important stuff going on out here than that stuff. A lot more important stuff than that. You know what I'm saying? And for real, like I said, it'd be embarrassing. But your energy and your so-called time is probably your most valuable asset. You know what I mean? It's your most valuable asset. So if you invest your energy and your time into the wrong things, it's really you know, you're gonna end up in the wrong spot. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what I really wanted to talk about. I'm gonna talk about the brother, just to bring, try to bring some type of light to a situation. You do my part, you know, and also to advise the people to wake up, to come out of the sleep state. Um, Life is good on the other side. It's better to know than to not know. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and once you know, you can't go back. So you know what I mean. But you know, the people that even know what I'm talking about, they know what I'm talking about. So they already know that they're in the rabbit hole, and hey, it is what it is. You can't go back. You can't go back. You know what I'm saying? So like, shoot, you know what I mean? I can't go back. You see what I'm saying? So guess what? I'm gonna speak up for Rashad Jamal. And anybody who got the conscious mind that know really what's going on out here, hey, remember that, brother. If you see something where those people somebody legit is trying to get some money for them or trying to do something for them, then I advise myself first. You know what I mean? To help the brother out, help him out. Even if you send him 20, $30, $40, that mean a lot, especially to somebody that's in prison. You know what I mean? You should look out for him, but you definitely should pray for him and have some good thoughts for him. That's how I feel. And it's too late. You know what I mean, for the scared stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you want to follow behind the old ways, the old foolishness, that's your prerogative. You could remain a prisoner. You could remain a prisoner to all of that foolishness. Anytime just stay a prisoner. Me, I'm free. So no matter what happens or what anything, I'm gonna remain free. I ain't going back to being a prisoner, not wanting to talk about this or talk about that, or man, it ain't about talking. I ain't the talker anyway. That's why, you know what I mean. Allah, the Most High, put me in a position to be the one. This I was the one 30 years ago. Uh, and say, yeah, I'm Muslim, and nobody when it was out of it wasn't in style. It wasn't in style. Come on, man. So the same people in all of these different time zones is these the people that's going to be doing and speaking and and doing actions for stuff. So it is what it is. It ain't no these people that's fearful. They know the truth and they don't want to speak about it. You ain't the ones. Y'all ain't the ones. Y'all gonna wait till the coast clear. It is what it is. I always just cut one of the individuals in my neighborhood in my piece of the world. Yeah, I'm going first. I'm one of the first ones. Okay. Uh, but that's how it is. That's how it is in all the facets of life. Everything that's going down, especially now in this reality. I see somebody. What you say, John Reed? It's peace. It's You said watch the video on investigating Islam by Dr. J. Smith. Well, yeah, I get it. I understand. Investigating Islam. You got to do a lot of investigations to you got to do a lot of investigations to debunk what you think is Islam, because Islam has so many different groups inside of it that you may debunk one group, and then hey, you've realized that these people over here that read the same book, follow the same prophet, they don't believe in the same things as this group over here. You see what I'm saying? But at the beginning of the day and the end of the day and everything in between, the people who really got a connection with the Most High God, Allah, we don't need all that no more. We don't need all that no more. I don't roll off feelings, but I know where I'm going. I don't doubt myself. I don't doubt that which is guiding me. See what I'm saying? So I get it. Yeah, people, depending on the level that they on in their journey, yeah, it's good to just dive, not dive in, but just and get into different, especially for somebody who don't know nothing about Islam. Yeah, get into it. Maybe you might learn something, but I don't think you should watch something that's debunking Islam first. You should watch something that's for Islam, maybe, and then maybe you watch it. You get into the debunks. All that stuff is the same, man. So whether you open up the Bible, the Quran, whatever, all these different religions is the same, man. If you want to run around and you thinking that you're gonna find this one correct and true religion, because if you find one true and correct way of, let's say, worshiping the Most High Creator that created everything that exists, then that means that you're going to say that this one group of people on this landmass are the only ones out of the whole earth plane that came into contact or had some type of communication or got some type of message or revelation from the Most High Creator. But though it was people populating the whole earth plane, then that's when you start getting into like chosen people, like, oh, us over here, yeah, yeah, we got it, and them over there, they ignorant. We gotta tell them what to do, or we gotta, advise, all that. Like, so then you get into that, and guess what? You create conflict, and it's always gonna create a problem, and it's gonna be like going in a circle, going in a circle. Guess what? Everybody got a piece of the truth. If you really want to be truthful, everybody, you just gotta know, you just gotta understand it, overstand it, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? You go to Thailand, you go to Cambodia, you go to Vietnam, you go to what they call China now. You go to wherever, go to Africa. You know what I'm saying? America. Yes, all of the God stuff, all of the stuff, the Islam, the Buddhism, all that stuff it's everywhere. It's everywhere. You want to separate yourself into, it's best to like learn a little bit, learn the high aspects of everything, the high aspects, not the dumb stuff that you keep the stuff that y'all put you on that make you uh let's say dislike other groups of people. Later for that. The basics. Hey, you encounter people, you say you give a good greeting, being charitable, all this stuff, man. Get into the high aspects of each thing. And getting into that as opposed to getting into all of the stuff talking about what you can't do and who you shouldn't talk to and all of that kind of mess. It's basic, man. It ain't rocket science, man. You ain't gotta be. That's how, like, following like natural laws and knowing right from wrong in the basic sense. You don't need to go inside no religious book to know right and wrong, to know that you ain't supposed to be stealing. You ain't got to go into You know what I mean? You only got to go into none of that stuff to know what's right and wrong. You don't. We know what we most of us know the difference between right and wrong. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just advise people to get they righteous minds back. You know what I'm saying? Get back to that which is like natural. So they got us so effed up. We don't even want to say natural. It's certain stuff that we don't even want to like. They didn't got us so messed up with the you gotta dance around certain words. A lot of stuff, man. Who knows? I might say something. Wow, and then all of a sudden they talking about I'm on some hateful speech, but I don't know. I wasn't raised like that. I just know like that's my mom, that's my dad. My mom's a woman, my dad's a man. I always knew that. Like I'm to my age since I was like whatever. Man, as long as I can remember, I knew my dad was a man and my mom was a woman. And everybody and everything, I measured it like that. So I don't got what me to say, Like I said, most of us know the difference between right and wrong. But if you want to get into theology and philosophy, cool. Then you can learn the aspects of multiple, you should learn the aspects of multiple things. That'll be best for you, as opposed to just saying one, you get going into one thing and just, it's really, I've done that most of my life. You know what I'm saying? Even though I ain't gonna say I dipped into other things, but I would know a little bit about it, right? But not enough for me to really. But guess what? It wasn't time. You know what I'm saying? Cause the Most High God, Allah, the Creator, who got many names, he holds you back until the time when it's time for you to fulfill the purpose of your life for you. A lot of us it be time for when it's time for you to move on, then he urges you, or it urges you, or she urges you to move in a certain direction. Everybody got a problem out here. Everybody got a problem with everything, especially if you come with something that's like off that. That stuff is the kind of like the biggest thing with people back and forth with the religious stuff and the theologies and all that crap, man. It's a bunch of bull mess. And then be the people going through stuff that they ain't even talking about the high aspects of something, but try to want to debunk something. You know what I mean? Yeah, guess what? And you don't want to debunk these people doing all this evil stuff in the streets. You don't want to debunk racism. Come on, ain't no such thing. But I'm just saying, yeah, it is. But I'm just saying, from a mind state perspective, I don't, you know, I try to keep that stuff out of my reality. So I don't think about certain things in the same way that I used to. But yeah, you know, you gotta get smart. If you don't get smart, you just an extra. You just an extra in the movie. And hey, it is what it is. But I choose to be aware. You know what I mean? I choose to not let someone tell me how I should think, you know, or what I should believe, even though that's a knowing is better than believing. But I don't let nobody do that to me no more. I used to. So I understand people's ignorance and gotta let people grow at the pace that they want. But guess what? Hey, it's the same thing. If they giving out food, if they giving out money down here, and you better get there, and they closing up at 8 o'clock, so you better get down there before 8 o'clock. Okay, if you don't want to, if you drag your feet and don't get yourself together, and you don't get down there in time for you to get some of that money, that's gonna be your fault. It's the same thing with the the reward of being able to transition into a different reality and get out of this fake reality. It's gonna take your mind power and getting stuck on the wrong kind of stupid stuff. it's gonna keep you stuck in the negative reality. I'm just saying. So like, that's just I just wanted to talk about that and advise the people to, to practice some more little, more remembrance. We should remember ourselves and remember our people and remember the people that did good things for our people. And let's not throw them in the trash and just try to replace them with new people. Yes, the whole purpose of them talking was to produce new people, but they still around, whether they having that kind of problem like being in prison or not. We should still be uh, holding on to them and appreciating them and trying to assist them in the best way possible. So, you know, uh, I'm a dial out, but hopefully everybody enjoys the rest of their night. And if you listen, I appreciate you listening. And I'll see you soon. Peace.